This is a question that's come up in the news fairly often. With the rise of ISIS and radical Islam, would you insist on permanently banning Sharia law at the federal level as Texas has done at the state level? I'll begin with Congressman Walker, and then we'll move to Mr. Hardin.
For the brevity of time, yes.
Mr. Hardin.
Absolutely. And do just a little bit longer than that. The other question is, I keep seeing all these interviews of folks that are here that I'm not convinced are American citizens. It's hard to know that. They keep saying we should replace the United States Constitution with Sharia law. Why are any of those folks still standing in this country? That's a question. Our national security is at stake, and folks in D.C. aren't going to be doing a very good job of taking care of us.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd go that strong, because I still believe in the First Amendment, that if somebody wants to say that, even though their religion is not the same as mine, I still think that needs to be protected. I don't agree with that statement. If they want to say, well, this ranks ahead of this, but I still think in America we have that freedom of speech to be able to say that if they're an American citizen.
Mr. Hardin.
This should speak volumes to everybody in this room. Jimmy Carter just took a much stronger stance than Mark Walker.
Congressman Walker, you were mentioned.
I believe in the First Amendment.
Mr. Hardin.
In case anybody doesn't know what I'm referring to, but I believe it's 8 U.S.C. 1152, that anybody that comes here with the wants or the desires to overthrow our government, that's the law that they booted them out with. It's still on the books, and we ought to be using it now with radical Islam.
We're not talking about refugees. We're talking about the citizens of the United States. And trust me, I get stuff all the time that I personally don't like. This week, sometimes I get people wanting to know where I'm hiding the extraterrestrials. I got one guy that keeps upset with me because I've not come out proving that Michelle Obama is transgender. I get all kinds of crazy stuff, okay? Yet, nevertheless, those people as American citizens, regardless of their faith, and listen, I've grown up in the church. I worked as a minister for 20 years. I've been in some of the refugee camps, but I'll be doggone. My 9-year-old's here, so I'm not going to say that. I will stand and protect the citizens' right, even if they don't believe the way I do in the faith, that they can say and share. The moment that we get to the place in this country that we're taking the freedom of speech just because they say something that we don't like, no matter how preposterous it is, I think that begins a downward path that this country may never recover from.
So you're talking about protecting the right to advocate it, but you're not. But it sounded like you were saying clearly you would oppose any effort to
answer that in a very short answer. But as far as what I was responding to, as far as taking it to the next level, when I heard that we need to ban those people, banning citizens of the United States, I'm not going to do that, no matter how crazy the comments are.
Mr. Hardin, one more comment, and then we'll move on.
Well, to clarify my words, I said it's impossible to know from some of the videos we see in various cities like Dearborn, Michigan, how many of those folks are actually United States citizens and how many people are here. You know, there's a process. Even if they come here legally, there's a process. And there's quite a few families right now in San Bernardino that understand there's a process and it's flawed and it's causing American lives. And we need to take a serious, strong look at radical Islam. And Washington, D.C. is not doing a very good job of it.
Thank you both.